I smiled, snuck toward the window, and threw open the curtain. Why would she be there?
Попалась!
Gotcha. Wait, who's there? Oh! Alisa and Olia. I gasped and pressed my fist to my mouth, sinking my teeth into it. Yeah, that is unmistakably Alisa. Those boots, that winter coat, that realistic fox head, which I can tell if it's a close or not. I'm just observing changes in the mask from now. And Olia peering back at me. Why did you do that? Why did you go out? I mean, it probably called her name. But how did she get past me? Where did she hop out? Did you sneak past me as I was on the phone? The closing words? Alisa was leading Olia into the thicket. I needed less than a minute to hurriedly dress and rush out of the house. My heart was beating like a firing machine gun. Well, the plot thickens. The wind carried the cold, resinous smell of coniferous trees from the forest. Freezing air crackled somewhere in the field. Two shadows loomed in front of the gate. I could only recognize them as my sister and barely the fox girl, because of their height. Also, I noticed yesterday, because I reviewed some of the footage after I stopped recording, I have to tilt this a little bit, because then I see it a little bit brighter. Now I can see what you see. Yeah, now I see it as well, with the canine airs. So I ran towards the fence, listening to the howling wind and the squeaking snow. One of the figures moved and slowly glided toward the thicket, like an ice skater. I slowed down and touched my glasses, trying in vain to adjust my vision to the surrounding darkness. The fox girl only wanted me to bring me to the forest during the day, because people only get kidnapped during the night. Our sister is being targeted. Maybe she wants me to come out and play. That's why she takes Olia, because she knows, maybe she doesn't know that I live here, but she knows that Olia is very dear to me. Either she doesn't know that I live here, or this is some fucked up shit. I need to follow and see what's going on here. Worry landed on my shoulders like a weightless snowflake. A snake woke up in my belly and started writhing. I felt nauseous. I thought about my home, the flimsy fortress I'd left behind. I guess Alisa said that she would read a book for her. I finally caught up to my sister, dressed only in a coat.
Оля!
Hey, Olia.
Ты видел лисичку?
Have you seen the foxy?
Оля, зачем ты вышла на улицу?
Olia, why did you go outside?
Если мама узнает...
If Mom finds out... My sister froze in place, facing the taiga. She was in a hand's reach, and I put my numb wrist on her shoulder for some reason, probably to make sure it was not a dream. Oh, I've been played for a fool. Oh, yeah, I have been played for a fool. For the second time, you made us think that you were Olia. A pointy beak was directed at me, strewn with feathers that formed an owl face. See, she couldn't have snuck past me. There was something fishy about that. Something wearing a bird mask was staring at me. Hoot hoot. She won't. You had the same voice, almost the same voice as the fox now. You had a much darker voice yesterday. The voice sounded exactly like Olia's, but there was somebody else hiding behind the feathers and the carton. I sprinted away, as if I got whipped. The masked creature only pretended to be Olia, just to lure me out. I was running like crazy, drowning in snow. The house in front of me was rapidly growing. The yellow light in its windows granted me hope. My mom and sister are there, my salvation. I couldn't hear anything from behind me, as if nobody was chasing me. Maybe it's because the owls can fly. Not when they have a humanoid shape and walk around like regular people. I was already climbing the porch when I noticed another figure. From the soot black shadow of my house, a scruffy wolf cub crawled out and stood in my way. Its movements were jerky, chaotic, as if it was performing some terrifying dance, or convulsing during a stroke. And even though I could clearly see that the wolf face was a mask, can you? Something in this werewolf's convulsions made me freeze in place. The boy in a wolf's costume rubbed his side against the porch post and fell to his knees. Is this the big boy? Are the people who disappear becoming the animals? And that the first kid that we saw, the fox, is the kid we're looking for all the time. But the kid was a boy, wasn't it? The fox is a girl. Oh, there's so much to unravel here. The wolf cub bent his back so hard, and it doesn't look like a cub, it looks like a full-blown werewolf. So hard that I expected his spine to crack. The beast's eyes shone, but it didn't attack. It kept crawling around and running on all fours. I shifted my feet, my mouth agape, trying to keep him in my line of sight. Something was trickling from the slit in the mask. Vicious drops fell to the wooden planks. Saliva. Some unknown force pushed me in the back, whispering me to save myself. A bear. Ugh. The fence was flashing by at the edge of my vision. I was running, in another direction this time, toward a toothy edge of the forest that smelled of pine. My heartbeat measured time. The wolf boy growled behind my back as if he forgot his human nature. Growling. My right leg got stuck in the snow-laden cavity. I yanked it out, cursing under my breath, and fell to the ground. Plastering snow prevented me from standing up, from propping myself against anything. But my unbound thirst for life helped me get out of that trap. Darkness was creeping closer, like the toxic fumes of burial pyres. I ran again, gasping for air that stung my throat. My hair swayed in the wind. Probably the least noteworthy thing in that moment. I lost my hat when I fell down, and my ears were now hot from the freezing cold, while most of my body was still sweaty. The field finally ended. After realizing that running into the forest wasn't the smartest decision I could make, I dove into the line of trees. If the fox girl is still there, she won't let anyone harm me. I do trust. I have to trust. I ran without stopping, my face covered with one of my palms. I didn't want to lose an eye to some random branch. Branches whipped my clothes, pricked my skin like butchers that were herding a pig into the grinder. A knot of roots sprouting from the ground grabbed at my foot. I rammed into the scratchy trunk, slid down its base, and looked around in panic. I'm gonna be right back for a couple of minutes while our boy tries to get to his senses, because you can hear the rushing of water around, and maybe he's gonna wake up to some nice nature with not monstrosities surrounding him, but we'll find out in a minute. And we are back. So I rammed into the scratchy trunk, slid down to its base, and looked around in a panic.
Ух, какой ты быстрый!
You? Phew, you're fast. So you did come back. My first desire was to dash toward her and hug her. My first desire would be like, where did you go last night? When I needed her. Confront her. Is she real? And if she is, why didn't she help? Is it because she would tear them apart or something and she knew that would be bad news? I don't know. But I'm glad to see her. She's my only friend in this forest. Unlike those other beasts, and seems to be chasing everything I see. I resisted it and squeezed myself even tighter into the pine. Like we remember those other creatures with the mask back at the porch and by the fence. And she seems to not be kidding about, oh, those other creatures in the forest. Tee-hee-hee. No, those are real. And those are very similar to her with a mask-like appearance. So, what's going on?
Что ты здесь делаешь?
What are you doing here?
Да вот.
This and that. She was holding the hat I lost. Oh, thank you. My sport hat.
В бюро находок подрабатываю.
Working part-time in Lost and Found. She has that sort of, I don't know, she feels like the improvising one. She keeps bouncing back and forth and like nobody knows where to put her, I suppose.
Надевай, а то уши замерзнут, а потом, глядишь, и вовсе отвалятся.
Put it on, or your ears will freeze and maybe even fall off soon. She giggled. She is very giggly. But she's not off the hook, as she puts it. I squinted in suspicion and shifted my gaze back and forth between her and the hat, scared that Alisa might be holding a severed head or something even more sinister. Because this is the time when she has the chance to show her true nature. With those other creatures around us. To show if she's on their side, or on my side, or are we all on the same side? I don't know. In the end, my hat turned out to be just my hat. Anything else I can do? Okay, I'll take it, thank you. I took it and pulled it over my forehead.
Тепло?
Feeling warmer? Yeah, I'm feeling safer at least. For now. I didn't reply. Your eyes are still pitch black.
Там во дворе были какие-то дети.
There were some children in our yard.
И что, покусали тебя, что ли?
And? Did they bite you or something? Didn't we run for ages? Isn't this our house right here? Or did it just feel like we ran for ages?
Нет.
No, they did not bite me. It looked like they wanted to, though.
А чего же ты убежал?
Then why did you run away? Why? Are you introducing me to your friends? You did sing a song about the bunny having flesh for the others to feast on. Maybe that's just a game, as you put it. The answer was obvious, but after rolling the thought on my tongue, I mumbled,
Не знаю.
I don't know. He doesn't know.
Обещала не обзывать тебя дурачком.
Why did I promise to never call you a dunce again? You didn't, but the way you said now that you promised never to call me a dunce is very cute. Did she promise? I don't think she promised. It's cute.
А я обещание исполняю.
Oh, well, I keep my promises. Thank you. I suppose that extends to your other promises as well. Oh, hello. She walked up to me and grabbed me by the elbow. Oh, okay. I sensed the familiar aroma of mint, oranges, and burnt sparklers. I wanted to lean into Alisa, wasn't it? To savor the minute details of her smell.
Сколько можно повторять? Со мной ты в безопасности.
How many times do I need to tell you? You're safe as long as you're with me. I'm trying to remind myself of that fact. I see a little smile. That's a very big mask as well.
Я твой друг.
I'm your friend.
И они.
And they are too. I feel this. If there was a little smile, I'm pretty sure of it. And that smile that maybe was there is now gone. I quickly turned around toward the place the fox girl was pointing to. Okay, so why does she want to introduce me to her friends? She's been pushing for me to go to the forest ever since day one. Why? Kids in masks appeared at the clearing. At least they looked like little kids since they were all pretty short. Looks pretty big to me. And that looks like almost like the dancing scene. A wolf boy, an owl girl, and a bear boy. How can you tell just by looking like that? I mean, the owl seems to draw parallels to her sister. They all huffed and gasped for air, clearly tired from running around. Well, why don't you take the hint and don't chase after the one who clearly doesn't want to stop running away from you?
Я думала, ты в снег провалился.
I thought you fell through the snow.
Стало снеговать, нет тебя.
Started digging around, but could not find you.
А я не копал, лень копать было.
And I didn't care enough.
А ну как получается? Если дурак, ты бегай да копай.
You see, if you're dumb, you run around and dig.
А если умный, подожди, пока другие набегаются, накопаются и устанут.
And if you're smart, you wait until the others get tired of running around and digging.
Уж тогда заводи разговор.
Then you start talking.
Как я рад.
You're a rat. that wolf mask lights up quite a lot.
Дегенерат.
Degenerate. See, that mask moved. That mask moved very lifelike.
А?
Huh?
Не обращай внимания, он со странностями.
Don't mind him. He's a weirdo. I stood there, stupefied, my mouth agape, and my hands dangling helplessly. I sort of like how she's sort of clinging to me now, standing by my side, on my side, and grabbing my my elbow. It's like, it's very cute, but it's also like very, like, okay, I'm gonna introduce you safely to the others. See, there's no threat. I'm standing here. Just my random trail of thoughts. I had no idea how to react to the words of these late night guests, but I managed to squeeze out something resembling a smile, and you can listen to the ambience. I hope that's not breaking the immersion too much. You can listen to the ambience and it feels safe.
Вы просто меня напугали.
It's just such an adorable fax, Max. I like it. You just scared me, that's all. They started looking at each other, and somebody even snorted, as if I said something funny. Okay, now I'm a little bit scared again. Like, Like how they're all standing together now looking at me. This is still the most realistic one, and the only one showing the eyes as well. The other one, don't reveal their eyes just yet.
Да, лиса права.
Yes, the fox is right.
Это он.
He's the one. Why does it look like your hand is bandaged? Wait, are you the missing child because you don't have one of your mittens? So you bandaged it up instead? Or are you just wounded?
Нет, это наш.
No, this is R.
Неужели нашли?
Have we finally found him?
Наш зайчик.
Our bunny.
Да, похож.
Yes, he looks the part. The wolf boy started wagging a part of his costume like it was his tail in excitement. So is it some sort of like play then? First to what? First to what? Take a bite?
Ну, конечно, ты первый.
Of course you were first. What?
Это волчик раньше всех почуял зайчика в тебе. И рассказал нам.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was like a wolf. There was a canine storming towards the house. I remember that. I was starting to wonder if it was you, but it looked. I felt there was more like a wolf-like presence. But then again, I thought you were like a wolf-like presence the first time I saw you. So I suppose that explains Wolfie here was the first to sense the bunny in you. He told us about you.
Здравствуй.
Hello.
С нашей совушкой ты знаком не понаслышке. Не такая уж она и страшная, правда?
And you already met our Hootie before. She isn't that scary, is she? If Fox wasn't here, they all would be a bit scary. I'm not gonna lie. Just having them stand there like that is a little bit scary. Like, the owl has those piercing eyes. The wolf and the bear are grinning very hungrily. But yeah.
Да, наверное.
Well, I suppose when you put it that way.
А этот улыбчивый бугай — медвежонка.
And this smiling big guy is Teddy.
Ты лучше с ним поласкавее, а то голову откусит.
Be mindful with him, or he'll chew your head off.
Зачем это?
What?
Да, смотрю, ты чувство юмора где-то обронил.
I see you also dropped your sense of humor somewhere on the way here. Well, for someone who felt like prey for 2.5 chapters, it's only reasonable that I am a little bit wary. I was still unsure if these peculiar little animals had the best intentions in mind, so I hid my hands behind my back, trying to look away from the gaping holes of their carnival masks. Yeah, not the problem with the fox girl, though, because you can see her eyes are very, very clear. It's just her mask is so high quality compared to the others. But also, of course, the eye holes are also much bigger. Alisa put her hands to her sides in a theatrical manner and somehow managed to wink with her fox face.
Когда в следующий раз придем, будем звенеть в колокольчики, чтобы ты не так боялся нашего визита.
The next time we come, we will ring bells for you. That way you'll be less scared of our visit. Something tells me that, even if it's innocent sounding bells, like jingle bells or so, in our mind it's gonna be airy, because our mind is very good at turning even innocent things into the most scary of visions and sounds.
А у нас разве есть колокольчики?
Do we even have any bells?
Чур, я звенить не буду.
I won't be ringing, because you have a damaged hand, or it looks like at least. Almost looks like you're missing some fingers.
У меня лапка болит.
My paw hurts. My smile was no longer fake.
О, зубы показал. Это добрый знак.
Ah, you showed us your teeth. That's a good sign. Yeah, I have teeth too. Guess what I also have? I have this. Because the way that Teddy talked made me click down on my... I just holding down like a mine. And when I release it, it goes poof. You showed us your teeth. That's a good sign.
Не ожидала, что сможем тебя рассмешить.
I didn't expect you to find us fun. I didn't expect to still be alive. I don't know. I don't know if the other kids are dead. They're probably not dead per se. Maybe they're kidnapped, put somewhere, trapped somewhere, forest jail. There is just something about this organized anonymity among them. But for now, I suppose fun, yes. Just as long as I get to stay close to her, because yeah, I'm not on. Oh, how they're just deadly staring at me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel safe.
думала, это под силу только Диснейленду.
I thought it was an emotion reserved strictly to Disneyland. She remembers what we talked about. That is a good thing. That is a nice sign.
Откуда ты знаешь?
How do you know that?
Да так, прочитала кое-где.
I read about it somewhere. Well, didn't we also talk about it? We mentioned it to her that we wanted to go to Disneyland, didn't we? Or was it just a thought we had as we talked with her?
Про меня?
You read about me?
Про клюв от воробья. Про Диснейленд яхонтовый.
Aren't you funny? No, about Disneyland, darling.
Ты умеешь читать по-человечески?
You can read human.
Зря я, что ли, в школу хожу день ото дня.
You don't think I've been going to school every day for nothing? So you do go to school. So you go to our school. Interesting. Very damn interesting. Because she wouldn't go to a nearby school, she would go to our school. Yeah, maybe this is like a secret mini society. A very secretive one. Where only a select few people hang out. Oh, I don't know. Why do I keep changing my impression every damn corner? Every time I turn around, I change the way I feel and think about all of this. Maybe you are the violin girl. I mean, we do hear a lot of violin in the background, but that's a stretch. I know, that's just a stretch. But I feel I heard the same track. Okay, I'm gonna continue now. And then she sang in a coquettish voice.
Как детей не замечать, как мечты их развенчать. Учат в школе, учат в школе, учат в школе. Крепко-накрепко вломить, с детства слабеньких чморить. Учат в школе, учат в школе, учат в школе.
Where to hit kids every week, where to prey on all the meek, at your local school, of course, and in your classroom. They sound like bullies. And still, they haven't showed any bully trait towards me. She did initially, but teasingly, not like for real. I let out a cautious laugh. Well, it sounded like a more realistic and better song than Animals Eating the Bunny, with me being the bunny. My new acquaintances didn't seem scary anymore. On the contrary, they looked friendly and welcoming. There was something about them that attracted me. Just like this clearing, this moon, and the snowflakes that fell backwards from the ground to the sky in a magical moment, as if someone was rewinding a tape. The masked kids got close, and I felt their touch. I've been accepted. They gave me friendly taps, felt my clothes, as if checking whether I was real. A kid's pretending to be animals to have an escape from reality, from the real bad world. It's sort of like the opposite of me, because I want to touch them to see if they are real. There was no animalistic malice in their touch, only pure childish curiosity. For some reason, I thought to myself, I can trust them. As long as we don't have an episode like we did with Olya earlier, where we said, "Oh, we should, the big boy deserves to die," even stuff like this. They said. In a way, it feels like they are bullying the bullies. If that makes sense, they're sort of fighting back. Snowflakes just kept on floating upwards.
Никто тебя больше не обидит.
Nobody will hurt you anymore. And I suppose they mean the bullies. So did you take the the big boy, huh? Is that what you meant by that?
Друг.
Friend.
Пусть только попробуют.
Yeah, if somebody even tries to. The fox gave me a slight tug and burst out laughing.
Ну что, Тоша, убежишь с воплями или с нами пойдешь?
Well then, Tosha, will you run away screaming or come with us? Well, there's no reason to run away screaming, I guess. At this point.
Куда?
Where to?
На аттракционы!
To the amusement park? What amusement park? At that moment, Taiga's deceptive silence was broken by the sound of a distant flute. Is that the same music that I heard earlier? There was like a fluty music the first night. Mesmerizing and alluring, it brought about the ring of crystal glass and the whispers of a fresh winter spring. If I had any doubts before, the flute's song shattered the last of them, like magic, like enchanting. But where's Olya? I started following my new friends before I could even make my decision. My legs carried me of their own will. Yeah, that sounds like that music, doesn't it? It had like a rhythm to it. My legs carried me of their own will, and the tunnels made of pines stepped apart. Bushes bowed in front of our procession. Everything looked dreamlike. Because even the clearing we ended up on, I only saw in my dream. The flute soared up in the treetops, like some fantastical bird. The snowflakes floated up in a spiral. The moon painted tree branches with silver. Elisa gasped in amazement. I was also in awe. That looks stunning. But the music also sort of skipped a beat. I was about to say, like a heart skipping a beat. It felt like it sped up for a second. I tilted my head backwards as far as I could.
О, красиво как.
What a sight.
Очень красиво.
It's so beautiful. What's with the sound? Like the voices they make. How do they do that? That must be my imagination. Wolfie howled in agreement.
Это мелочи.
This is nothing.
Я покажу гораздо больше.
I can show you much more. Well, you did either promise or threaten to be my guide and show me everything. Oh, yeah, some of the stars are glimmering really bright sometimes. It's really nice.
Если захочешь.
If you want. Well, it's more like an offer. It's not like they're forcing me. Which also reassures me. I did want. I wanted to see what the fox girl saw with her eyes, hidden in the semi-dark of her cape. Okay, I'm not just talking about Alisa right now. I want to see all of their faces. I really want to see who this is, but I hope they're all not dead. That they're being revived by like a witch or something, and then they put on the masks to sort of conceal that they are dead. I mean, they said they didn't live in the village. She said she goes to school, but maybe that's just to make me feel safe. That like, oh, they are one of us. Like, I'm one of them. And they are one of us. You never know. She is cunning. They all are probably a bit cunning. But she seems to lead the whole thing. She seems to lead them the same way that Katja is having a hand in everything that happens at school. But they are nice to me. For now. So let's play along. Now, I didn't feel weird about these masked kids. Yeah, I felt weird for being the only one without a mask. Well, do I not have the mask anymore in my backpack? I felt like I was naked in the January winds.
Скажите, а зачем вам маски?
Oh, tell me. Why do you wear these masks? Well, they also behave like animals, or they sort of play like animals. So, I suppose that's a reason. I was trembling, but I wasn't scared. But they got quiet. My trembling wasn't caused by the cold. It originated from the peculiar anxiousness, the anticipation of something amazing.
А тебе зачем?
And why do you ask? As I said earlier, sometimes get like flashbacks to earlier in the story. I remember that one of the first things she asked me was like, what is my name? That was one of the first things she asked me. And when I keep asking for her name, it's like, names, why do you always want to label us? What's wrong with you people? Well, she wanted my name. We just gave her a name. I wonder if we're gonna give the other ones names as well. I touched my cold cheek.
Но я без маски.
Well, I'm not wearing one.
Обожаю человеческие сказки.
I love human tales.
Человеческие ласки.
Human nails.
Человеческие дрязги.
Human fails.
Я же говорила.
I've already told you. What does she feel like? The others feel dead. They feel like corpses almost. And she is the only one that feels somewhat alive. She feels more alive than the people at school. And these just tag along with their blank expressions.
Все жители поселка носят маски.
All the villagers wear masks. Do everyone who moves here just get a mask? I mean, this could also be not literally. This could be figuratively, like we're wearing a mask on the outside to sort of mask who we really are. Like I wore a mask of being a brave knight towards a violin girl. That mask fell off pretty quickly, didn't it? Or they could be talking about the physical masks.
Только скрываются за ними отнюдь не люди.
It's just you won't find anything human underneath them. Now I'm interested. Nothing human underneath them. That means that they are probably not corpses running around, because the corpses would still be human in nature. Or at least in form. So you're spirits of a kind, maybe. Would explain your distorted voices.
И даже я?
Even me?
Ты такой рассеянный, Антон.
You're so clumsy, Anton. He sounds a little bit like Big Boy, doesn't he?
Однажды мы уже нашли твои очки.
We've already found your glasses once already. And also, this could explain why we got our glasses, because let's say if this is Big Boy. If this is Big Boy, then he gave the glasses to Hootie, and Hootie gave them to me. But he clearly flew. He clearly flew. No footprints, they said. No talon prints in the snow. Only on the windowsill.
И шапку.
And your hat. Well, that wasn't as hard to find. I lost it as I was running from you. And you.
И твое настоящее лицо.
And your real face. The mask looks so tidy. I looked at the mask the fox was holding out to me. The bunny mask that looked like a silver ingot under the moonlight. I was curious to see the world through its slits. Can I try your mask on? Then I get to see what you're underneath as well. I want to be a fox. Okay, this is the only option that I have. God, look at the bear behind it. Something about the eyes, like... I don't know. I'll take them. Suddenly, fighting its way through the flute's melody, a thought came to me. The glasses they found were in Simon's possession. My new acquaintances must have known what happened to him. Or even worse.
А куда подевался Семен? Что с ним стало?
Or even worse, did they do something to him, or did they convert him? Where did Semyon disappear to? What happened to him?
И с остальными детьми.
And the other children. The bear and the owl looked at each other. The wolf and the fox seemed to be more original and more holding the composure. The other ones are scared. Those are probably newer, maybe. Like, because they were probably additions. Maybe they are the children, or representing the children in some way or form. Oh, there we go. Now all of them do. Okay. The wolf boy curled into a ball, and the fox lowered the pointy nose of her mask.
Тот, кого держали в клетке.
The one who was kept in a cage?
Тот, кто режет мелко-мелко.
The one who cuts into little pieces, rar, and he whimpers.
Тот, кто носит кожаное лицо, забрал их.
The one who wears a skin face took them. Foxy girl, you weren't like this when I probed about Vova earlier. You weren't like this at all. You're like, we'll find Vova. And I suppose it's a good guess that what happened to Vova is the same thing that also happened to Big Boy. And you say them. So maybe they aren't the bad guys.
Умел бы я креститься, перекрестился бы.
If I knew how to cross myself, I'd do it. Cross yourself? What does that mean?
Хотите сказать, это был человек?
So are you saying it was a human?
Чем ты только слушал?
Were you even listening to us?
Разве можно назвать такого, как он, человеком?
How can you call someone like him human?
Одно слово, взрослый.
There's just one word for him. An adult. All of the negative connotations, one word. Adult. Boy, do I feel good right now. As an adult.
В мире взрослых так легко потеряться.
It's so easy to get lost in the adult world. I suppose I can agree there.
Убийцы, жестокие дрессировщики и равнодушные родители.
Killers, cruel animal trainers, and cold parents.
Лучше об этом вовсе не думать, чтобы не грустить.
If you don't want to get sad, it's better not to think about them.
Не знаю, как вам, а мне печалиться совсем не хочется.
I don't know about you, but I definitely don't want to be sad.
И я сегодня какой-то негрустный.
Somehow, I'm also not sad today.
Антон, а ты?
What about you, Anton? I'm not sure if that sounded like a threat or not.
Huh?
Huh? I was lost in thought, staring at the pines, trying to pinpoint the location of the flute. Is it the so-called him playing the flute? The new apparent bad guy? I was sure that the person who played it was standing right behind the piney stockade. Someone tall, going over the holes in the flute with their long fingers.
Так что, сядем тосковать или займемся отдыхом?
What now? Are we gonna sit and be sad, or have some fun?
Алиса хотела что-то показать.
Alisa wanted to show me a number of things.
Давай начнем с самой сладкой части программы.
Let's start with the sweet stuff. From your pocket, or are you gonna show me where you found it? Okay, yeah, from your pocket. The fox girl took out a handful of candy from her pocket and handed them to each of the children. Covers shuffled, the smell of pineapple, cocoa, and melon wafted through the air. Okay, nom. The last treat, a chocolate-covered waffle candy. Oh yeah, that sounds like the best of the bunch. At least I put it right into my mouth. I'm trying to judge the depth of the... There's something about this mask. Apart from being the most adorable thing I've seen, there's something about this mask which I can't put my finger on it. I'm not sure if it's the ice being that far in, even though the mask is... Yeah, I don't know. The outer mask seems so stiff and all, but this one seems so lively. But also the wolf mask did open up a bit more, so... My tongue was engulfed in spiciness. I felt like my body was covered in fur, and small sparks were running along it. Is it something about the candy? Because the first time she gave me a candy, there was a choice. I could choose to take the candy or not. And my tongue went numb. As if something was changing. So I felt like my body was covered in fur and small sparks were running along it. So this is like something I needed to take in order to see what she's going to show me. I chewed on the waffle and the chocolate, gulped them down, enjoying the vivid taste.
Спасибо.
Thanks. Oh, I didn't put it on yet. Okay. My gratitude was barely audible because my lips were already touching the insides of a mask. I didn't even notice how I put it against my face. Huh? How do I look? The papier-mâché was warm. Why is it warm? Because it feels alive? The mask stuck to my skin, giving it a nice prickle. The kind when you dive into a hot bath after being outside in winter, when you lie there and purr from the soapy water.
Говорила же, это твое!
See, I told you, this is yours. She sounded very happy about that. But it probably... I'm probably going to look a bit more like a bunny.
Моё.
As the more time it goes, I don't know. Mine.
Чего стоим? За нас веселиться никто не будет.
What are we waiting for? The fun won't have itself.
И то верно.
You're right. At one point we're going to think of our sister Olia again and tear it off and run home, aren't we? Because we were supposed to go there and protect her. We were supposed to read a story for her. She was outside and we didn't even get to see if she went back inside. Maybe she goes out to the forest and sees me with this oddly comforting group. But hey, we don't seem to be in any danger. Yet. The melody kept swirling in the field like a hurricane. I couldn't wait to release the energy, the heat that this enchanting music was filling me with. They flew. The owl jumped and disappeared into the sky. I heard her laughter from somewhere above, and then she landed back, huffing and sighing.
И ты так можешь. Попробуй.
You can do it too. Give it a try. Starts to feel like a Dungeons and Dragons group. I followed suit. Whoa! My feet tore off the ground. I flew toward the stars like a rocket and screamed from happiness after seeing my friends down below. Well, I don't have wings, but I do have, well, bouncy rabbit legs. You can see the prints here from the animals. And the owl already has talons here. But the owl already looks fully like an owl now. The wolf and the bear also look a little bit more like their respective forms, but they still have clothes on. The owl doesn't have clothes on anymore. And here you see my footsteps. Alright. Oh, this is such a nice track. This is like a more intensive track than was played before, I feel. So, yeah. The wind helped me fly. It felt like I was jumping on a huge trampoline. I like how the text bar is more colorful, like the moon. The stars look like vivid sparkles that I could reach and lick up. The moon also got closer, and then I plunged down. I got scared that I'd break my legs for a moment, but my soles landed softly on the ground, and I regained my balance.
С нами ты в безопасности.
You're safe with us. Thank you, Elisa.
И все твои мечты станут явью.
And all your dreams will come true. It feels like Elisa is a witch of a kind that's trying to enchant me and, well, already has enchanted me. And sort of mind controls me or something. There's just something about this all that's a bit too... I don't know, I'm along for the ride, but there's something very off about this.
Я так счастлива наконец обрести тебя.
I'm so happy that I finally found you. That sounds extremely cute in one way, but it also sounds like I found my victim. I'm so conflicted.
Зайчик.
Bunny! In a fit of merry laughter, I realized the most important thing. These four are not a threat. I think one of them might be, but I'm gonna go along with it. My real enemies, and I felt that with every single hair on my mask, were those who knew nothing about magic. Humans from the village. And that's the start of why humans keep disappearing. I realized how alive my surroundings have become. I heard the dry grass under the snow moan. I saw faces of the trees and the stars. The trees were smirking, and the stars were grimacing in fear. Okay, what was in that candy that she gave me? She didn't give me any candy as I chased after her that evening, did she? That's right, be scared. I'll jump up to you and... I snapped my teeth, then let out a jubilant laugh, jumping up along with the fox. Those are some very yellow eyes. You didn't have yellow eyes before, I think. But this is also colorized now. It's not usually colorized. We flew higher than the tallest pines and stayed in the air, while the others were watching in joy. I swirled. Elisa followed my rhythm. I knew that she was smiling, so I smiled too. And the flute just kept on playing, carrying us higher and higher. Yeah, we are quite high now, high of some sort of drug for sure.
Эй, тебя что, заколдовали?
Hey, did someone put a spell on you? That someone is standing next to me, I thought, trying to unglue my chin from the desk. Wait, did I never leave school? My muscles felt slightly sore, but that feeling was pleasant. Or this is the next day and I just daydreamed about it again. The whole class was wandering about for some reason, whispering and passing notes to each other. Their faces looked like discolored masks to me, bleak and boring. I yawned, remembering the time I had soaring high above the forest with Alisa by my side, laughing and squeezing my hand. Perhaps, no, probably, it was all just a dream. Because I didn't walk back from the forest. I just woke up in my bed on a normal morning with tea and medicine. Even if it was just a dream, that was a really sweet dream though, but I don't think it was a dream. Not all of it. Still, I was hardly worried about trying to find a rational explanation for my night dance. That feeling of flight was much more important. And the music, Jesus. The music is chilling. Chilling and warm at the same time. The knowledge of how it feels to be hanging in the air above the treetops of majestic pines and baring my teeth at the moon.
Прости, задумался.
I'm sorry, I got lost in thought.
Слышал уже про Катю?
Have you heard about Katya? Is it Katya now?
А?
It is Katya. I glanced at the empty seat in front of me. Wait, why are the missing posters on the blackboard now?
Катя пропала.
Katya went missing. My sleepiness was gone in an instant. I frowned in suspicion.
Как пропала? Быть не может.
What do you mean? It can't be. Katya Smirnova. True Detective 3, you examined all the objects in episode 3. Okay, that was a harsh ending to... Wait, was that episode 2? I thought this was episode 3. Well, that was... That was something. I actually think I'm gonna keep playing because I don't know. There's just something about this game. I can't quit now. I need to get to the bottom of this. This is very interesting. I really wonder what's going on. They talked about a man, an adult. Maybe that was the one I saw in the schoolyard. Maybe he is the real bad guy in all of this. I'm gonna take a short break and then I'm gonna continue this. But for the sake of this session, I'm gonna end this session now before I start a new one. So I would like to have the opportunity to thank you so much for watching so far. If you did, I hope you're enjoying this as much as me and are as bedazzled as me. Together we'll find out the truth. For now, have a pleasant night. And, well, if you end up dancing in the forest and jumping up towards the moon as high as we did, be at least a little bit skeptical. Good night.